Imagine embarking on a journey so great in a place so wild that to this day it has never been completed. That's exactly what my friend Adam and I did. Picture deciding to climb Mount Everest with no prior mountaineering experience. Well, this was our nautical Everest. Our quest? The Northwest Passage. A daunting 2,000-mile stretch across the vast Arctic Ocean. Packed with enough supplies to last 4 months, our odyssey would consume the entirety of the summer of 2023. It was a test of endurance, a trial by fire both physically and mentally. Polar bears, whales, 24-hour daylight, treacherous weather, boat damages. Our 91-day sufferfest had it all. Rowing up to 12 hours a day without breaks, it was an undertaking that would push us to our limits. Here's the real kicker. Neither of us had ever rowed a boat before. But before we could even think about learning to row, we had to build the boats. The story begins a year before we set sail. After much research, we decided on a boat design called the Road Cruiser, a 19-foot expedition rowboat capable of handling the roughest and harshest conditions. There's a full in-depth video on the boat build and first training run for anyone who's interested. I'll leave the link in the description. It took over 2 months, but in the end we walked out with 2 beautiful handmade boats, perfectly tailored for what was coming. Now it was time to head west to Vancouver Island and see the boats in the water for the first time. We began our 3-week training run from Cortez Island.
Dreamer.
This was the first time either of us had ever rowed a boat. This patch of salt water was a perfect training ground for us. Ocean passages protected by beautiful mountains and just enough bad weather to thicken our skin a little. After 3 weeks of rowing every day, we were out of time. The Northwest Passage is only accessible during a short summer window, so we had to get on with it. All that was left was to prepare our mountain of food. We tried to plan our meals as an athlete would, aiming for 4,000 calorie, high fat, high protein diet, which isn't easy to do since it all had to be light and dry. We made pounds and pounds of traditional bush meal called pemmican, consisting of fat, dried berries, and dried meat. This stuff was pure fuel. Every morning we would eat a very hearty oatmeal. Lunches would be pemmican, protein bars, trail mix, protein shakes, all easy to eat right from the rowing saddle. And for dinners, we had 7 different meals planned out, one for each day of the week. Needing 4,000 calories a day for 2 people and enough of it to last 4 months was an enormous amount of food. It wouldn't have been possible to make and prepare all this without the help of our family and friends. This would be the bulk of our load in each boat. It was finally time to head north to the Arctic Ocean. The road trip itself was a journey, camping along the way and soaking up our last days in the real world before setting out into an empty land for the foreseeable future. As you can see, the sun's still up there, still perfectly bright enough to read a book. It's midnight right now, and it's only going to get brighter as we go further north and the summer goes on. We had heard stories about the Dempster Highway and how rough and famous it was for destroying tires, leaving people stranded on this 900-kilometer dirt road. We didn't make it far before all that we had heard came true.
Full blowout.
Little did we know, the spare tire we had aboard was on the wrong rim. We're about 250 kilometers up the Dempster Highway right now, so it's about a 3.5 to 4 hour drive. All in all, probably around 8 hours driving to get there and back. It's going to be a tall order. Pick up one guy with a backpack and a full-size truck tire and rim. But we're hoping that some wonderful person's going to stop and do it. I'm sure they will. Tom and Adam are going to stay here. I'm going to get back as fast as I can. Back on the start of the Dempster Highway now, kilometer 1. The boys are that way, about another 200 and something kilometers. So I'm just sitting here with my pack, 2 tires. I got some food in the backpack in case I end up spending the night here. There's no guarantee that this first ride that I'm getting is going to go all that way. It might stop at a campground sooner. So I got a block of cheese and some bread, some water. Hope for the best. Got a sleeping bag and bivvy. Boys. Couple of road warriors.
Hi. Hey, how's it going?
And just like that, we're back with the boys. 30 something hours later, and we're back. It's like 10 o'clock at night right now, and we're gonna just keep on pushing. Finally, after a long year of planning and preparations, we have made it to the Arctic Ocean. Our new home for the next 4 months. The best way to combat the butterflies building up in our stomachs for what was about to come was to just keep moving. Get the boats in the water and wash all the dirt off, and then one last tally of our gear. Once we leave the shore, there's no going back for anything. We went to sleep that night listening to the ocean and dreaming big dreams.